The OnlyFans model laughed and blew kisses in the courtroom, mocking the victims' families as they wept. But when the judge finally spoke, her smile vanquished. Courtney Clenny thought her massive following would help her walk free after stabbing her own boyfriend to death. But now, her face dripped with fear as she realized that her life as she knew it was over. Courtney Clenny, known as Courtney Taylor, had it all. Over 2 million followers, millions from OnlyFans, and a picture-perfect life in Miami with her boyfriend, Christian Toby Obumseli, a 27-year-old cryptocurrency investor. They were young, beautiful, and living the dream.
And I think that's why she wanted to go to Hollywood.
But behind the filtered posts, something sinister was unfolding. Their relationship was a powder keg waiting to explode. Neighbors reported constant violent fights. Even elevator footage from their residential building would later reveal Clenny attacking Obumseli multiple times, hitting him as he desperately tried to shield himself. This wasn't just once, it was their pattern. On the night of April 3rd, 2022, another fight erupted. But this time, the unthinkable happened. Christian was stabbed in the chest. The blade drove 3 inches deep, puncturing a major artery. As he bled out on their apartment floor, Courtney called 911.
Baby, wake up, wake up. Wait, what? Courtney? Courtney. Just keep him sitting up here, please. Courtney, listen to me. Get up, come on.
When police arrived, they found her drenched in his blood, sobbing hysterically. Her story? It was all self-defense. She claimed Christian attacked her, and in desperation, she threw a knife at him from 10 feet away. According to her, it was an accident. She never meant to kill him.
I can't let this, okay?
The officers believed her. Who wouldn't? A beautiful, blood-soaked woman in distress? Seemed plausible, right? But was it true? Or a performance from someone who makes millions playing roles on OnlyFans of all places?
To inform you that Christian did not make it. Okay. Unfortunately, the doctors did what they could. And
Christian is dead.
Yeah.
But soon, the autopsy shattered her lies. The wound showed a forceful downward thrust, not a thrown knife. This knife hadn't been tossed across a room. It had been driven into his chest with intent.
That Christian's cause of death was a stab to the chest. Christian was stabbed as the knife punctured the subclavian artery in his right chest. The medical examiner has indicated that the fatal knife wound, which entered Christian's chest, was the result of a forceful downward thrust.
Investigators also uncovered more incriminating evidence, including elevator footage, recordings, witness statements, all pointing to Clenny as the aggressor.
I'm gonna burn your house. I'm gonna burn that down. That's what she said. I'm gonna burn that down.
But here's the most disturbing part. Clenny wasn't arrested that night. Not the next day, not even the next week. For 4 months, she walked free while Christian lay dead. Why? Because she was a white social media star with money? Would a black man who killed his white girlfriend had gotten the same privilege? Clenny fled to Hawaii, checking into rehab for substance abuse and PTSD. But on August 10, 2022, 4 months after the killing, she was finally arrested for second-degree murder. The influencer, who once made millions, was now facing life behind bars.
The violent and toxic 2-year relationship of Christian Obumseli and Courtney Clenny did not have to end in tragedy with Christian's murder.
The legal battle that erupted after her arrest was nothing short of explosive. Clenny's defense team, led by attorney Frank Preto, launched a shocking strategy that would turn everything upside down. They claimed Christian was the real abuser, and Courtney just acted irrationally at that time. It was purely an accident. She didn't want him dead.
There's a lot of yet evidence that was gathered by the police that shows that she was the victim here.
And according to them, Obumseli would mentally manipulate Clenny and provoke her until he achieved the desired result. They painted her as a helpless victim. But prosecutors saw through the facade. They argued Clenny didn't throw that knife. She dove it deep into Obumseli's chest in a fit of uncontrollable rage. And the evidence proved it. And the forensics? They obliterated every word of her self-defense claim. The wound pattern didn't lie. This was no thrown knife. This was murder.
Medical examiner, what, if anything, does this demonstration show you?
Well, he threw 6 dives, and he essentially had 3 of them stick, and the 4th one came in and hit.
Then came the bizarre twists. In January 2024, Clenny's own parents were arrested for allegedly hacking into Obumseli's laptop with help from her defense team. Though charges were later dropped, the damage was done.
Kim and Deborah Clenny were arrested at their home in Austin, Texas, and taken into custody by Travis County law enforcement on a warrant out of Florida on charges of unauthorized or excessive access to a computer. Local reports indicate that after police turned Clenny's apartment over to her parents, her father found victim Christian Obumseli's laptop and attempted to access it before turning it over to his attorneys.
But what truly shocked the world was Clenny herself. Inside that room, as Christian's family wept in the gallery, she laughed. She smiled. She blew kisses to her family like she was posing for Instagram. Facing life in prison for ending a man's life, she acted like she was attending a social event. No remorse, no shame, no humanity. Was this denial, narcissism? Or was it all a chilling performance to manipulate the future jurors into seeing her as innocent? Hearing after hearing, judges saw right through it. On December 18, 2025, Miami-Dade Circuit Court Judge Andrea Ricker-Wolfson delivered the final crushing blow. Her bond was denied, and the trial date was set for April 27, 2026. Nearly 4 years after Christian's death, justice would finally have its day.
And that motion is also respectfully denied at this time.
Courtney Clenny has now spent over 3 years locked away at Turner Guilford Night Correctional Center. The woman who once commanded millions of followers, who lived in luxury penthouses, now wears a prison jumpsuit. Her OnlyFans account sits frozen in time. If convinced of second-degree murder, she faces life behind bars. Everything now hangs on one question. Will the jury believe her self-defense story, or will they see the truth? A violent woman who murdered the man she claimed to love and then smiled about it in court? But what about Christian Obumseli? He had a family who loved him, dreams that were stolen. Did their relationship have problems? Of course. But does that justify taking his life? As April 2026 approaches, the nation watches. But for Christian's family, no verdict brings him back. No sentence fills the void.